mention that the weather is not cooperating well, not so much the wind or clouds, but wind gusts and possible waves as far as going out to the Fowey Rocks Lighthouse, one of the 3 lighthouses on our tour. So we're going to play it by ear when we get out that way as to whether we can make it out there all the way to the lighthouse or not. So having said all of that, welcome to Biscayne National Park. We kind of go through 3 parks on this tour. First is the Dade County Park, which is this facility here, the historic facility of the Charles Deering Estate. How many people are from out of town? Out of town. Okay, so good. Wow, about half and half. So if you're from Miami, you've probably been to Biscayne before. Okay, so Biscayne was built by James Deering, Charles Deering's younger brother. Charles Deering kind of did the opposite, bought up a lot more land and built a much more modest home than if you have not been to the Deering Estate, first you should go. It's kind of like Miami's version of the Hearst Castle, in California. You got to at least see it. It's kind of the opposite. This place is very ecologically oriented, and the Biscayne Estate may be kind of the opposite of that, but still beautiful in its own way. Charles and James Deering were the sons of the founder of International Harvester. So back in the Industrial Revolution days, that was like being one of the tech tycoons of today. You had more money than you knew what to do with, and that's really what started the development of Miami. Most all of Florida, and especially Miami, is looking for a winter residence to have, or a winter playground for the rich and famous. And when Henry Flagler finished his railroad down to Miami, built the very opulent Royal Palm Hotel at the headwaters of the Miami River, it really opened up Miami for this kind of development. So that's kind of putting the rest of our cruise into context with how Miami got developed and why the Deering Estate is here. And you could list a whole list of names, including Mark Honeywell when we go to Boca Chica and look at his lighthouse along with the rest of the island. Mark Honeywell, the last name Honeywell, he's the founder of Honeywell Electronics. Same thing. Retired. He and his wife moved down here, bought and built a beautiful home on Miami Beach that he bought from his longtime buddy from Indianapolis. Going for about 7 miles. Beautiful beach. If you want to, while you're here in Miami, you want a nice walk on a remote beach. This is it. And it was built by a guy by the name of Crawfish Eddie Walker. And you would wonder, well, so he was why would somebody do this? So first of all, he was crazy about fishing, as a lot of folks that lived here were. But also, what really made Still popular was, you got to remember, this is all before air conditioning. There were, through Stillsville's history, there have been several clubs in addition to their own. But the Quarter Deck Club was probably the most famous. The Bikini Club was probably the most infamous. But the Quarter Deck Club was talked about within this Life magazine article of a high-class country club style place where you can dine, you can spend the night, a nice bar, you can go fishing from it. It was a members-only club, and it sounds like all of that was true before World War II, and then it kind of became, after World War II, a quote-unquote deluxe gambling club. So that article and this club really put Stiltsville on the map nationally. And when people came to Miami, they wanted to go out and see Stiltsville and go to the Quarterdeck Club. There are 7 structures left. This is the pylons that support the house, and it has to be at least 9 feet above the water line at low tide. So it was a very scientific survey, right? The sample was one, the previous hurricane, and the water, went up 9 feet. And then people come out here, and it's a great place to fish. So they come out, they trespass, and they fish, and they bring out their little webbed bill, and remember, this is wood that probably been in the sun for 30 years, right? So super dry, even with the